Hello, friends. It's another Monday, and I am AnnaLee Dragon, the director of the Kinderhook Memorial Library, and I am going to do a book talk again today. It is, for those of you who don't know, we are in the middle of the month of Ramadan, which is, I'm just checking notes. It runs this year from April 12th to May 12th. It's always the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, and it's a month of fasting and prayer and reflection and community for Muslims, those who follow the Islamic faith. And it involves fasting from sunrise to sunset each day. And then at the end, there is a big celebration called Eid al-Fitr that is the end of the fasting, and a huge celebration where they have a big feast and they all get together and have a, family and friends and community and celebrate. So I'm really excited to do a book talk about this because I thought we would talk about some Muslim authors and some subjects that are books around that, some fiction, some nonfiction, and just kind of, enhance our knowledge about a community that maybe not everybody knows a lot about. And it's just a great time to highlight. And we even have a really big name local author that I'm going to cover on this book talk. So I'm excited. So I'm going to do the thing I've been doing where I put a cover up and then I talk about the book. And then I do another cover and another book, and we go through them that way. And at the end, I will put all of the covers up, and all of these books are available either at our library or in our library system. So you can put holds on them. Some of them are going to be available electronically through Overdrive or Hoopla. And if you are interested in other reads beyond this, please get in touch with me and I will be happy to share some other titles that I found because I couldn't cover them all. There's a large number of wonderful books by and about Muslim people that I think everybody will enjoy. And so if none of these fit the bill for you, let me know and I will be happy to help you find something. Okay, so let's get started. As you saw there, the first title is, I'm going to start out with our local author, is Homeland Elegies by Ayad Akhtar, who is a Pulitzer Prize winner, like big deal. This book was on one of President Obama's favorite books of 2020. It was a New York Times, one of the 10 best books of the year. And he has won a number of awards. We have a bunch of books here of his plays and books. This one's on my to-read list and I haven't gotten to because every time I check the shelf for it, it's checked out, which is fantastic. I'm glad that people are finding it. He and his family did move to the area, I think last year or the year before, recently. And so we have this huge well of talent around here always, but I was just very excited to be able to feature him in this talk. So this book, Homeland Elegies, is described as a deeply personal work about identity and belonging in a nation coming apart at the seams. So it's part family drama, part social essay, but the heart of it, they say, is the story of a father, a son, and the country they both call home. So I am super excited to have this book featured, and like I said, it's on my to-read list already. I just haven't been able to snag it yet. Maybe you'll be able to get it before me. So if you are interested in local authors and also a book about the Muslim community, I think this is a fantastic place to start, and I'm really excited about it. So Homeland Elegies by Ayad Akhtar. And if you have read that one, he has others here that I would be happy to recommend and help you check out. Okay, next book. The next title is, as you know, I've talked about graphic novels a good deal, and the next title is called The Complete Persepolis, and the author's name is Marjane Satrapi, and it is a graphic memoir. So it is her life story, but told in a graphic novel format. And it came out in different volumes, but this one is the complete work. So it's the whole thing put together. And it's the story of her coming of age within a large and loving family in Tehran during the Islamic Revolution. So they called it, a lot of the reviews called it edgy, searingly observant, and candid, all of which I love in a memoir because I think that's why we read other people's stories, is because we want the real unadulterated truth. I think social media and other things lead us to tell different stories than the reality a lot in our lives. And so when we read a memoir, there's something that really grabs you when somebody is just completely honest and candid with you about the not so pretty and easy parts of their lives, as well as the lovely parts. So this author, Marjane, was born in Iran. She now lives in Paris, and she regularly contributes to the New Yorker and the New York Times. She is also, there is an animated feature made of this book, feature film, and she's working on a sequel to it. So if you already have read it, there's more coming, and maybe you want to check out the animated film that was made from the graphic novel. So the Complete Persepolis, if you're looking for memoirs or graphic novels. Okay, next title. The Good Muslim by Tamima Anam is the next book I wanted to talk about. And so this is actually apparently The Golden Age is the title of the precursor novel to this one, where you're introduced to some of the characters. I did read that it's nice to read that one first, but I also read that you can read The Good Muslim on its own. So it's set in Bangladesh during the rise of Islamic fundamentalism. And it is what was described as an epic story of faith, family, and the long shadow of war. Which is something, luckily, many of us in America have not lived under the long shadow of war on our own shores. And so I think that that is a really difficult thing, and I am interested in hearing what that's like. And this is great because it is a work of fiction, so that for some people is a lot more approachable than nonfiction. So it's based in reality, but it is told through fictional characters. And the main story is of a brother and a sister who struggle with competing loyalties of love and belief. So their take on their religion is very different, and they go on different paths, and it's about kind of the conflict that arises from that within their family. It's been called delicate and heart-wrenching and poetic and all of the things that you look for in great fiction. So I am very excited to read this one. I did add it to my list, and I hope that you will too. Okay, I've got a few more to cover. So this next one isn't a book by a single author. It's a compendium. It's called Once Upon an Eid, which is, as I mentioned, Eid al-Fitr earlier, is the celebration at the end of Ramadan. So the subtitle is Stories of Hope and Joy by 15 Muslim voices. So there's some great authors in here who've each written, it's a collection of short stories that showcase brilliant Muslim voices, and it's a special anthology about family traditions, sharing meals, sharing presents, the whole kind of holiday spirit of this. And I think it's great for those of us who love shorter works. So it's short stories as opposed to a long novel format, and it's written by a variety of voices. So maybe you check it out and you find one new author that you really are interested in reading a longer format from, which is great too. It's a good way to, as they call in library schools, citation pearl-growing. You take something and you look at what inspired it or the author that wrote that little bit, and then you find things of theirs that you're more interested in, or certain names. And it's a great way to find new authors if you are looking for them in this area. So I love that it's stories of hope and joy, because I feel like in this difficult couple years, we could all use some hope and joy. So I'm really excited to get this one into our collection and have people borrow it. I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited. Okay, so I have 2 more books. Okay, so this is the last work of fiction that I'm going to talk about, and then I have one other. This one is called Hannukah Carries On, and it's by Uzma Jalaluddin. And it is for fans of You've Got Mail. So if you are a rom-com fan, either movies or books, I think this is the book for you. It is a sparkling rom-com about a young woman who's pursuing her dream job in radio broadcasting while helping her family compete with a new halal restaurant that has moved in across the street. So it takes place in Toronto. Hannah works for her mother at her halal restaurant, and there is a new restaurant opening in town, and they're worried about the competition that's going to cause for their own. So she's worried about family stuff, but she also is a waitress daydreaming of another life. She's wanting to branch out on her own and have a job in radio broadcasting. So I think that, then her aunt and her cousin arrive. They make a surprise trip and show up, and that's when things kind of start to click as far as action in the book. So it just sounded like a really lovely light read for those of us who are looking for something a little more fun and light-spirited. And I am excited to hear about this author. This is a new book, and I can't wait to get to read it, because this is right up my alley, especially right now. I'm looking for something sparkling, as they call this. I think that that's exciting. Okay, I have one more book to cover. So as you saw there, this book, Feast, Food of the Islamic World by Anissa Halou, is in our collection, and I was looking through our cookbooks because this holiday is a lot about, while there's fasting, obviously, the feast at the end is a big celebration. And so I thought it'd be really interesting for some of us who maybe haven't explored Islamic food to check out a really cool cookbook. And I have it here in front of me, and it's beautiful. There are gorgeous photos inside, which I love in a cookbook. It's giant, so there's something for everybody in here. And it's got different, just all different recipes for foods and sweets, and it goes right from beginning to end of meal. So for those of you who are cooks out there and are looking for a way to partake in celebrating Ramadan in some fashion, maybe you want to check out some of the food of the Islamic world. We have cookbooks here for that, and I can also recommend others if you've already seen this one. So that's all for today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I have lots more talks planned. I am happy to take requests if there are things you'd like to hear me talk about. So feel free to shoot me an email or give us a call at the library. And I'd love to hear if you read these books or check them out. I would love to hear about it. If you enjoyed them, if you didn't, sometimes the books you don't like make for as good discussion as the books that you do like. But I just love sharing these things with you, and I really love hearing back from you. It makes my day. So I hope you come in, make an appointment, use curbside service, request the books. If there's anything at all we can do for you, please let us know. And we look forward to seeing you very soon, and get out and enjoy some gorgeous weather now. Bye, everyone.